Welcome to the Preeminence Daily Podcast. I'm your host, Matthew J. Peters, founder of Ascend. Be sure to grab your ultimate guide to preeminence at preeminence.tv. Today we're talking about early is on time. So tune in, listen up, and get ready to take a focused action on your mission, message, and presence to create accelerated results starting right now. I remember vividly growing up on a dairy farm in Wisconsin, and we would go to church on Sunday, and that church was about 35 to 45 minutes away. My dad would come out of the barn, and we would kind of be ready. He would get ready to go to church, and we would get in the car, and we'd all be arguing and such, and then we'd get to church. And I remember one time I was saying, it's too late. There's no way we're going to make it on time. And he said, we're going. It doesn't matter if we're going to be late. We're going. And so we got to church, and I knew we were so late, and we got to the door, and the usher saw us to the next available seat, which just so happened to be in the front row. So imagine the pastor is giving the sermon, and here's our family, the five of us, walking up to the front in front of everybody. And you know what it's like when you're 11, 12, 13 years old. You don't want people looking at you, right? You're like embarrassed. And so we get to the front, and so they sit down, and guess what? There's no space for me. So I'm standing there, I turn around, and I look at everybody, and I start walking towards the back, and I just sat in the back on a folding chair. There was probably like 400, 500 people there, and I was so embarrassed. But from there, it was impressed upon me to be on time, to do everything I could possibly do to be on time. And it happened once again. And after that, I went to the back and I sat next to the guy who had the sound booth. You know, he was working the soundboard. And after the sermon was over, I started talking to him about the soundboard. He said, well, you know, we're looking for someone to help us here. I said, yeah, you can show me how to use it. So he showed me how to use the soundboard, how to use the mixers and so forth. And shortly after that, I opened a recording studio. This is where I would record different bands. I record my own band. I started getting interested in audio production. And a lot of where I'm at today is from some of the things that were kind of uncomfortable. I'm saying this because I learned early on to be on time. One thing I impress upon people is that being early is being on time, and being on time is actually late. And when you come to film production, when you come to video production, they have this thing called call time. I mean, hey, everybody, it's call time is 8 o'clock. Call time means you show up at 7:30, whenever you need to get there to be prepared, because we're rolling film, we're rolling video at 8 o'clock. You better be ready to rock and roll. And so I've taken that approach to everything in life. If I'm doing a webinar, I'm prepared and ready to go. If I'm doing a live stream, I'm all set, ready to go. If I have a conference call, I'm ready to go, sitting there waiting 10 minutes or 5 minutes before everything has been checked out. We're ready to rock and roll. If you are going to choose to be preeminent in anything, you've got to be on time. And I'll tell you right now, people will love the fact that you're always on time and that you are always early and prepared. If you are seeking to be preeminent and always being late, being known for that person that's always being late, I want you to think about this. If you have 5 people that are waiting on a phone call for you and you are 10 minutes late, you've just wasted 50 minutes of productivity of other people plus your own. So make sure you plan way ahead and that your on time is actually being early and being prepared. Your action step, if you choose to take it, is to be prepared and be ready 5 to 10 minutes before anything has to be ready to rock and roll. That is your responsibility to do that. I look forward to seeing that you have stepped up and taken the responsibility to always be on time. This daily podcast is all about you becoming the preeminent voice in your marketplace. So take the consistent and necessary action each and every day on what you've learned over the last few minutes. When, not if, when you're ready to take your business, your organization, your name, your brand, and your commitment to the level of preeminence, head on over to preeminence.tv where you can download your own copy of the Ultimate Guide to Preeminence, enroll in the Elevation program, and join us on one of our next live events. If you're not subscribed, simply visit iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play right now and click subscribe. Until tomorrow, make today and each and every day count towards creating preeminence in your space and a legacy that matters.